Welcome back to another edition of Media Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta, and today we have the honor and the privilege of talking with Yesenia Reinoso. Did I say your last name right, Yesenia?
Yes, you did. You knocked it out of a park. Home run.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so happy that you're on the program today because I am fascinated with what you do to help people in their road to telling their story, because everybody's got a story and it takes a special person to find the uniqueness of it. Let's talk about your company, Why Communicate, and why people should partner with a company like yours when they're trying to tell their story.
Well, first and foremost, Mary Therese, thank you so much for inviting me on the program. I'm so excited to tell you a lot more about Why Communicate and its story. And first and foremost, I like to ask you, and as well as the audience in general, why do we communicate? So why do we communicate?
Because we have a story that we want to share.
Yes, we have a story. We have a story to tell. And we also find new ways to figure out what exactly do we want to tell it. If you look into the question in depth, there's so many layers that peel back around it. But what it comes down to ultimately at the end of the day is we communicate because we want to make meaningful connections. We want to be able to tell our story in a way that's authentic, credible, and relatable. And so that is what Why Communicate is all about. It's all about helping clients and organizations figure out what is their niche, what is the story that they want to tell, and how they can customize it so that way it can be relatable to audiences across the board, especially at a time now where communications and public relations is evolving. And with the renaissance of corporate communications, now more than ever, companies need to solidify themselves as their own brand ambassadors.
You mentioned audiences. I'm curious to know, when you are talking with a client, how do you convey to them the right way to identify their audience? People might say, oh yeah, well, my audience is this group X over here. It's so much more than that. And you have that subject matter expertise to show them why. How do you tell them that?
Well, what it comes down to is the research. You have to have a very clear-cut understanding from a research perspective. What is your audience and what exactly do they like and what they don't like? You know, currently right now, we are a multiracial society where now there's so many audiences that companies now need to have a specific idea as to how to directly pinpoint their messaging to those individuals and to in their voice and tone. And so through research, whether it's through social media, through earned media or paid media, advertisers need to look very clearly and deeply as to how do they want to build or generate a story that's going to connect with my audience. And, and that's how, through corporate communications. And if we could look at it, through an umbrella, many different subcategories, and each of those categories has a very specific requirement, whereas internal, external, strategic, crisis, advocacy, and more. All of those categories has their own, specific brand of audiences and the mediums that they need to be reached by.
Well, Yessie, I know that you were also awarded from the Big Apple top 15 under 35. Congratulations on that. You had to have felt just over the moon being selected for that in 2020.
I did, yes. It came out of nowhere. It's my very first industry award. Just the fact that I was recognized by my fellow peers for that accomplishment is something that I will never forget. I am forever grateful. And it's a testament to the quality of work and as well as, the game-changing tactics that I put out there on a daily basis, to tell people what exactly do they want to communicate through corporate communications. That's the art of storytelling.
Well, you tell it well, my friend, and congratulations on your award. And thank you so much for taking time to be with us, because you are one of the great communicators out there. And we know where to find you. We're going to want you to come back on the program. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to come back and talk to you more about public relations and communications in depth. So please feel free to do so. Thank you so much.
We thank you, and we're so going to track you down. And for the rest of you, if you want to know more about what Yesenia is doing and why Communicate, you're going to want to make the connect with her, and we can help you do that. You can go to dailyatbrief.com, and we'll make that happen. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Do hope you'll join us back for more Media Champions.